Hey everyone, welcome back. Twilight Princess 3 Heart Run, Eesgooshee.
Doppelsnoppelot.
Go. So I'm running to Lake Hylia now. And I'm gonna end up in Zora's domain in this video. And you know that thing in Ocarina of Time that everyone wanted to do with Zora's domain that the game wouldn't let you? Well, I get to do it now. But first there's a bridge.
If they didn't need those supports on the bridge, why did they build them to begin with?
Yeah, I was wondering that this bridge looks very unstable, and I always wonder why there's, no supports. Like, it looks like they've been knocked out. Like they were there at one point.
But it's doing fine without them now.
I guess.
Maybe it usually transports stuff that's heavier than a wolf and a shadow creature.
Also, that part right there, I know it would have deprived us of that awesome shot of the arrow arcing through the air, but, couldn't they just have, like, two guys, one at each end, and they would each light their own end? It just seems like it would make more sense.
Well, then you would have killed the guy on the one side already.
No, he was hiding.
You'd have found him because you're a wolf.
No, I wouldn't have, because it would have been
smelled him.
Cutscene power.
Oh, then it's more impressive for that guy to single-handedly almost kill you.
I know, but what if he wasn't quite that talented?
I don't care less about him. Also, he only has one eye, which makes his shot even more impressive.
I don't know. And I'm wondering if that guy has aimed that good, how come none of the archers can ever hit me?
Because you're not that guy.
Well, why doesn't Ganondorf just send that one guy after me?
Because then he'd be dead and you wouldn't have him anymore.
Would I be dead, or would he
No, he would be dead.
Or, would he be dead, or would he hit me from, like, a mile away?
He would hit you from a mile away, you'd lose a heart, and then you'd go kill him.
No, he would hit me from a mile away, then he would hit me from, like, 9/10 of a mile away, and then he would hit me from 8/10 of a mile away, and I'd be dead.
He only has one arrow. 2 arrows.
Also, the thing that he hit was not a moving target, so there's that, too.
Yeah.
Yikes, it's a monster!
Yikes.
All real monsters. You remember that show?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't really have anything to say about that show besides...
It's like a darker Monsters, Inc. before Monsters, Inc. Incorporated.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, I'm pretty sure they have more than one eye. It's just that the mask they're wearing. Because that's actually the, those are Bulblins.
Yep.
What they look like in the Twilight.
Maybe it's a magic eye. Maybe it's a magic mask that, like, does night vision with their other eye or something. Maybe
he's just like Rooster Cogburn and he's a really, really good shot with only one eye.
That bird then is terrifying.
It's actually one of the mini-bosses that helps you out after you defeat it. This fight is not that hard. Yeah, it's clever if you don't let him shoot you with arrows over and over. You shouldn't have a problem. I kinda wish that Wolflink had the finishing move. Just because that would have made that go faster. But I think the wolf only has a finishing move against the pose, the imp pose.
If everything had an alternate form in the Twilight, and that thing was summoned by the owl grass. Was that owl grass or horse grass? I think it's owl grass.
That was bird grass.
Bird grass? Yeah, that thing's totally an owl.
Oh, it's a Kargarok.
If you weren't in Twilight, it would be an owl.
No, it would be a Kargarok.
Okay.
Because that's a shadow Kargarok.
So owls are really called Kargaroks?
No, Kargaroks are the things that are... They're like the really big birds. You'll see it during the part with the stagecoach, probably. And I think there are a couple other parts where they harass me. I know they really harassed me in the final dungeon towards the beginning. But here's a cool little Star Fox part.
Boost to get.
Since you can't really shoot. You can use the boost to get through, but you can't shoot or do a barrel roll or use bombs wisely.
It's not a barrel roll. It's not a Star Fox game without barrel rolls.
When I was doing my practice run, I think I failed the first couple times because I didn't realize that you actually use the Wiimote to steer.
What?
And the funny part is, as I was thinking about it, like before I got to it, I was like, I wonder why they don't use the Wiimote to steer in the Shadow Card Rock part of the game. And then I got there and I was like, oh, they do.
Alright.
Yeah, you just sort of point in the direction you want to go and follows the cursor. For some reason I thought it used the control stick.
It's too bad they don't make a Star Fox game for the Wii.
I think that was on Screw Attack's Most Wanted Games when they made that list. And I think when Game Trailers did their GT countdown of most necessary sequels, I think it was on there too. They are remaking Star Fox 64 for the 3DS.
That's cool.
Along with Ocarina of Time and Metal Gear Solid 3.
Woo! Get ready to cry in 3D!
So as we can see, Zora's domain is frozen. And the thing I was talking about earlier is I get to thaw out Zora's domain. Because you can never do that in Ocarina of Time, and it always bugged me. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they froze Zora's domain in this just so people could thaw it out. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, I heard that in Metal Gear Solid 3D, it's gonna turn into just regular 2D when you lose your eye.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's awesome and it's totally something Metal Gear Solid would do, but that sort of defeats the purpose if the last third of the game isn't 3D anymore.
Also, when they're making Metal Gear Solid 4 for the
They're not gonna.
3DS,
They're not gonna.
when you see it with one eye, it's gonna be like all infrared and stuff, and have information, and the other one's just gonna be normal vision from your other eye.
They actually make that jumping part pretty tricky. Like, they'll have the icicles that fall down on you, and there's that one part where you like slip off the edge and dangle there. And since the A button is used for both jumping and letting go of ledges, if you just keep mashing A, you're gonna fall off there. And here's where they start sort of, well, it's not where they start, they've done this before, but they start messing with the walls of these arenas. Separating, like, one from the others, so you can't just try to get them all at once. Then if you turn on your senses, you see all these guys down here frozen.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
They're like Aries.
No one's gonna even know what you're talking about.
Why would they not know?
Okay, basically, in God of War series, Ares is the final boss of the first game, so he's dead. And, when I got God of War 3, I was playing through that, and, you're doing the raid on Mount Olympus and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, this is the part where I mentioned I got stuck because I couldn't figure out what sort of really hot thing that I needed to warp there.
I didn't get stuck because I'm better at this game than you.
A clue! A clue! And you totally aren't.
I'm better at solving put hot things with cold thing puzzles. It's like one step above putting shaped pegs in shaped holes.
I didn't realize that this thing was hot to the touch and that it would still be hot to the touch after, so many hours of just sitting there. So anyway, God of War 3, the raid on Mount Olympus. And the first room where you fight a centaur, there's like a little plaque in the back. And it says like, beneath this floor lies Ares, and then you notice, holy crap, he is actually beneath the floor and the floor is transparent, kind of. And we never really noticed that until I read the plaque. I really don't know what to say about that shot right there.
I really hope that Link did all of his heat reaction fluid dynamics calculations right to not melt the Zoras.
Well, they seem fine. Except for the part where, they don't have bodies.
I mean...
But we'll fix that soon enough.
Do they need bodies, though? What's so great about bodies?
I don't know.
Do they still age and die and stuff?
That's a really good point.
Because if we're doing standard ghost rules...
Ah, ghost! It's a ghost! Where's my camera, Eesgooshee? I would have said proton packs, but everyone would make that joke. So I made a Fatal Frame reference. What now?
The game is terrifying.
That game was terrifying.
It's a terrifying game.
I don't even know if the microphone picked you up when he whispered that.
It did.
That's probably the scariest game I've ever played. And I didn't even play it for that long. I played it for like half hour.
It's not the best scary game, but it's the scariest scary game.
As opposed to the scariest not scary games?
Well, like...
Like
what?
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yes. But it has some gameplay issues.
There's some scary shit in those games. I completely forgot what's going on in the game right now.
You're a wolf. You just thought some dudes. Now you're gonna go heal that one dying Zora girl.
Actually, I think I'm gonna kill a bunch of bugs first. Yeah, that's the next thing that happens, is I kill a bunch of bugs.
And then you're gonna get engaged to Fish Girl.
That's a guy.
You're gonna get engaged to Fish Guy.
Okay.
Except in this game, Link's totally gonna be into it.
Yeah, he's a prince. He's a guy, so... I mean, just as long as you have that fact straight.
I have it right, but I don't know if I have it straight.
Ha ha!